Hey, I was just trying to reach Lisa. It's Alex from healthytrampolines.com.
Oh, hi there.
Hey, is now a good time? I just wanted to follow up with you about your
Yeah.
inquiry.
Yes, it is a good time.
Okay, perfect. I noticed that you, in the response form, were looking into jumpsport. Have you been doing any research other than reading our website, or?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've checked out the Bellicon and the JumpSport and looked at the cellular sizers. How you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I've been doing research for the past couple days.
Okay. And were you leaning in any one direction from anything you read? Did you read our website, for each brand?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That was very helpful.
Okay.
I think I'm leaning towards a bungee type, just because I think it will have a softer, more adjustable bounce.
Mhm. I'd say that that it's probably a fair statement from the standpoint that when you use the bungee, like the JumpSport in particular, which is my favorite bungee, it is definitely like a softer land, and it decelerates you a little bit slower, more slowly than the spring-based ones, like Bellicon or Cellular. So yeah, the deceleration is a little bit slower. However, that being said, unlike a lot of other bungees out there, you can actually adjust. I'm sure you read, to 7 different tension levels. So if you are, so basically like a lighter person, could set the tension on a lower setting, and get enough G-force. But you could also just kind of push it up a couple clicks, set the tension a little higher. It really depends on your weight, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, because it is adjustable, you can sometimes set a little bit with greater tension and get more bounces per minute. And the reason why sometimes that's helpful or to know about is because generally bungees they throw you up in the air a little higher, and so you don't get quite as many jumps per minute versus a Bellicon or Cellular or Lymphocyzer. And so if you want to kind of maximize the lymphatic, detox effect, you want to get as many bounces in as you can. But again, you can adjust the tension level with this. So, and then also is it just going to be you that's using it?
Possibly my husband. I'm not sure.
Okay. Is he? I was going to say, if there's a big range in difference between both of your weights, he may have to change the tension setting on it. It's possible.
He's 175. I'm 165.
Oh,
so not
no,
that's not too much.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So yeah, there'll be no need to adjust the tension setting on there, which is great.
Okay.
You keep it the same. And then it's also really quiet. I actually like this one a lot because it's so silent. You almost can't even hear if somebody's on the thing. It's kind of weird. Unlike other trampolines. So I can use it in the same room as other people if they're on the phone or whatever, or I also have in my home office. So if somebody's working or anything like that, I can use it simultaneously. I'm just double checking, that it doesn't fold up or anything like that, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And it seems, I was just wondering if the fold-up ones were a little less stable.
No.
No.
Generally speaking, yes. But when you're talking about high-end trampolines, where you're also paying usually significantly more, the engineering on those is excellent, so you don't have to worry about that. But generally, you should always avoid a fold-up unless it's like one of the ones that we're talking about on our website that we're highly recommending. because it
That's
takes really good engineering to make sure that that thing lasts and can fold up. But yeah, the jump sport I love just because it's also a real small surface area for jumping. Some people don't like that, but you kind of have to with the bungees have a smaller bounce area, like a 39-inch frame. And then the actual jump area is actually even smaller than that, because if it's larger and it's bungee, or even larger in spring, you generally get like a coning effect in the center, and that is distinctly noticeable, with other ones. So sometimes, here's another little technique I do with this jump sport in particular. Instead of jumping right in the sweet spot in the center, sometimes I'll just widen my stance. And I'll jump like very near where the bungees start, and you get greater tension there when you jump in that spot, and that actually allows you to get more bounces in again per minute. So it's another little technique, basically. If you ideally, how you want to use trampolines, by the way, is just kind of like use them throughout the day if you can, to break up your sessions maybe into 3 times a day, short sessions. And the reason for that is because most of us, there's periods of time where we're not moving. So it's better to, instead of cramming in a long session, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, or the middle of the day, to kind of break it up throughout the day. So you're always kind of keeping your system moving, oxygenating. Also you can get strong. You can get you can get pretty strong G-force if you jump higher on these. People like this one also from the standpoint that if you're doing like an aerobic, there's like videos you can get, If you're doing aerobic program or a cardiovascular type of aerobic program on it, sometimes these ones, the bungee cord are actually a little bit better for those programs because you can get a little bit of a higher bounce, and it's a slower deceleration. And when you jump really high on it, or you're doing one of those programs like that, it works your cardiovascular system a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Because you're basically using your muscles more, versus like a therapeutic bounce where you're trying not to leave the mat as much, but you still want really good G-force. Yeah. If you're looking into bungees, definitely jump sport's the way to go. Personally, we've tested all the other ones, and that's pretty much the only one that we sell for bungees. And we don't get returns on that.
You don't sell the Bellicon just because the Bellicon bungee one, because that's so expensive? Or?
Yeah, just from the standpoint that it's, just in my opinion, a little bit high-priced. So it's not popular because of the higher price, but also just, I don't know if it warrants that price. It could be argued that, the Bellicon cords will maybe last longer. But that being said, if you ever get to the point where you've exhausted all the tension levels, and this would be a long, long time down the road, if you ever got to that point, you could always just replace the cords, And so I don't know if that warrants, again, as I was saying, a much higher price tag for the Bellicon. If you could just also cheaply replace the cords yourself.
Okay.
If you ever need to. I mean, we've only been in business 10 years, but so we don't really know. 20, 30, 40 years down the road, we don't have any customer track record of somebody using bungee that long. But it's possible. It's possible. And the reason that we know that is just from people that might be like 300 pounds using bungees. Because they obviously use them. The elasticity, weakens a lot faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But that's the other thing. So, but if you're in the kind of the sweet spot of weight, right around where you're at, both of you, and you have 7 tension levels, I mean, it's going to last a long, long, long time. And then again, years down the road, if you feel like you're not getting quite the same G-force or it's a slower bounce, you just bump it up a tension level. Just keep clicking it up. So that's kind of a nice feature, because a lot of bungees out there, they don't have that. And then what happens then eventually when it does seem to be slowing down the ballistic impact or anything like that, you just have no option. You just immediately have to replace it. So that's a really nice feature.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, if you're feeling pretty good about this one, we can go into purchasing it. It drop ships from the manufacturer. That's where your order's processed through, which will probably process tomorrow.
So what is your price
Yeah.
for
So yeah,
the
sorry about that.
370?
So the price point on JumpSport is $379.
Okay, so the 370 is 379. Okay. Do you ever get any? I think you said sometimes you get returns or demos back.
We have in past years sometimes, but it's actually a good sign that we don't have any in stock. I mean, any like used or whatever, and it's pretty rare. It's just very rare when we're talking about kind of like 3 of the top ones out there. You know, those just do not get returned. The people that return them have either somehow injured themselves or have decided that they don't like rebounding. You know, like period. They just don't like it. Some people also buy rebounders and they've never tried rebounding before. Those are generally the reasons why somebody would return like one of the top brands. But other than that, no, we just do not get returns on them. So we just never have used, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay. So where are you located?
New York City, and then manufacturers
right.
are from the West Coast to the East Coast, depending on the brand, or New Zealand even. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not ready to purchase right at the moment.
Okay.
But I'm still in the I'm getting close, but I'm not able to do that right now.
No problem. So yeah, you're just kind of saving up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like okay. So let me just write that there. So yeah, feel free to, and then if you ever have any questions in the interim, shoot us an email with a question. You can always call us anytime. We're open 7 days a week, morning, night.
Great.
We're always here for you.
Okay, and do you charge shipping also?
We do, yeah.
Okay, so
shipping is always pretty nominal, though. Believe it or not. I mean, even though the thing comes in a huge flat box usually, but it's actually very nominal. Yeah, it's pretty low. It's like 20-something bucks. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate your website and all the information and you calling back.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks for finding us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Have a great night. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.